Well, welcome back to The Witness. I am your humble host, SpoonsAsunder, and I am up on the mountaintop with these, what is it, manzanita shrubs? Maybe? They're not usually this orange, but whatever. It's pretty up here, and I got some puzzles. In the last one, I figured out that the blue and the yellow are intimately connected, and it looks like this is the same thing. I have to remember where the yellow dots are and solve it on the blue side, because I don't think I can do... Oh, I can. Well, I'll just solve this side because there is no blue side, but there will be in the coming puzzles, I am sure. Okay. There's no blue dots, but it didn't activate on this side. I thought it would. So I just have to match that pattern. Like, I already forgot it. This is not going to be good for me. This, no, this, and I already forgot it again. This, okay. Ooh, okay. Here, yep, here, and here. So, down and then a loop-de-loop going up and then back down. Then I go down and then a loop-de-loop and back down. Yes, that's how my mind processes it. Insight into my mind. Probably didn't want that, but there you go. Okay, so this one's impossible, this one's impossible, this one's impossible. It has to start here. No, up, there, and that's not that bad. So down first, up, down, and over. Down first, up, down, and over. Oh, no! I did it wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh! That's... Do I have to solve this one again? That's fine. Right? Okay. I don't like when it does that. Like, why? Why? Down? Up and down. No, not that guy. That's what I did wrong. Up, down. No, because this one is up first. It's inverted. It should be like this. That's what I did wrong. Okay, and this is just the final. You did it! Celebrate! What did I do? Whoa. What is this? That looks strange. Is that a gun? It looks like a gun. Don't shoot me. I did good. What is happening? It's doing something. You can see it turning back there. Oh, where are you shooting? To the mountaintop, apparently. Oh, okay. So I got a little laser gun activated. That's good. I'm guessing there's more of these scattered around the island, and they're all going to point to the mountaintop for like some final puzzle. So I'm going to view that as great progress. Good way to start off this episode. So where do I want to go next? I'm thinking I should go back to that tunnel, because I do have the pattern for that was in the weird little lockbox. Where was that tunnel actually? Was it in the windmill? I think it was in the windmill, which was this way, I think. I could go back over there. I might be able to solve those too, but I'm thinking the windmill. Is this? This is the windmill. I did find it. Okay. So yeah, down here. Yeah, this is the one where it had two that I was talking about a while back. That I'm not sure what to do with, but I think this was the way down into the place where that one puzzle was that I needed the specific path for. So let's find out. I already opened the door and everything to get here. This one. Yes, this one. Okay, so this was the pattern. If the endpoint's there, I need to kind of do a little snake around thing. Which endpoint is that? It's got to be turned. The start point on the edge. It's the only start point on the edge, so it's upside down. Yeah, and then I need to snake that way. So I need to go like this. What did I do?
Well, that's no better a solution than any of the others, is it? So, in the end, have we learned anything from this look at why the world turned out the way it did that's of any use to us in our future? Something, I think. That the key to why things change is the key to everything. How easy is it for knowledge to spread? And that in the past, the people who made change happen were the people who had that knowledge, whether they were craftsmen or kings. Today, the people who make things change, the people who have that knowledge, are the scientists and the technologists who are the true driving force of humanity. And before you say, what about the Beethovens and the Michelangelos? Let me suggest something with which you may disagree violently. That at best, the products of human emotion, art, philosophy, politics, music, literature, are interpretations of the world that tell you more about the guy who's talking than about the world he's talking about. Second-hand views of the world, made third-hand by your interpretation of them. Things like that, as opposed to this. Know what it is? It's a bunch of amino acids, the stuff that goes to build up a worm or a geranium or you. This stuff's easier to take, isn't it? Understandable. Got people in it. This scientific knowledge is hard to take because it removes the reassuring crutches of opinion, ideology, and leaves only what is demonstrably true about the world. And the reason why so many people may be thinking about throwing away those crutches is because, thanks to science and technology, they have begun to know that they don't know so much, and that if they are to have more say in what happens to their lives, more freedom to develop their abilities to the full, they have to be helped towards that knowledge that they know exists and that they don't possess. And by help towards that knowledge, I don't mean give everybody a computer and say, help yourself. Where would you even start? No, I mean trying to find ways to translate the knowledge, to teach us to ask the right questions. See, we're on the edge of a revolution in communications technology that is going to make that more possible than ever before. Or, if that's not done, to cause an explosion of knowledge that will leave those of us who don't have access to it as powerless as if we were deaf, dumb, and blind. And I don't think most people want that. So what do we do about it? I don't know. But maybe a good start would be to recognize within yourself the ability to understand anything, because that ability is there, as long as it's explained clearly enough. And then go and ask for explanations. And if you're thinking right now, what do I ask for? Ask yourself if there's anything in your life that you want changed. That's where to start.
Okay, I mean, good lecture, dude. If I wasn't already into science in general, that may have inspired me to have some scientific reasoning skills and look into pursuing that in school. But no one asked for a lecture. This is a puzzle game. Why is this in here? I don't get it personally. Like, it's nothing against the content. It's just, why is it here? This is not the right medium to be presenting these things. People are going to hate it if they just want to play a game instead of listening to like a college lecture. I don't get it. There's more apparently. Okay, so I might be coming back to listen to this dude. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I was kind of expecting this game to do, which is why I was tempted to stop playing it. But yeah, I can keep playing it, and good luck with this is the same triangle. I thought it would be a different one. Fine. Take a picture of this one too, just to be complete. So that was a bit of a waste of time. That guy talked for like what, 5 or 6 minutes? So okay, then I don't have as much time to complete my video. Guess we'll look somewhere else for more puzzles. Because I still don't know what those other symbols on the wall mean. But I think there were more in that little town with the stone guy screaming at the gods or at the sky or whatever he was doing. That place, I think, had a few more that I didn't know. Unless there's another place that's closer. Of course, this place. There's the screaming guy. Hello. Are you still screaming? Of course you are. Or frowning in despair than actual screaming, but inside, I'm sure he's screaming. Yeah, these I don't know either, unfortunately. Am I just supposed to separate the color groups? Which would be maybe doable. Probably not, but nope. And they don't give me any sort of feedback as to what's going wrong either, so yeah, nothing much to do there. This one is the same thing. I need to figure out what the symbols do before I get on with that, but I thought there was one here, this one, that was trying to explain this symbol. And I didn't get it, and I still might not, but I'm gonna give it another go. Because it also does not give me much feedback. I know these are all supposed to be covered. Am I supposed to make that pattern? If I even can? Like, you know, carve out that pattern? That would make sense. I can't cover them all doing that. Maybe it doesn't, yeah, because it's tilted, I don't think it has to be in that orientation. So I might be able to still do that. Does it just have to be part of it? Part of it! No. Or can it be anywhere? Because that I can't do. Because if I make that pattern, then it almost exclusively gets rid of the possibility for covering all of those. Because if I do this, then I can't get to this corner. Unless I do it up here, which it doesn't put it in the center. I can't do that anyway, because... Oh, I can do that, okay. Nope, because it still leaves this one open. What about like this? That'll work. That works. Is this what it is? That is what it is! Okay, so the ones like that are just telling me to do that pattern. Those are simpler than I thought. And they just have to be part of it. They don't have to be in the center. So this has to be a single. which means it cannot be part of this one, which means this has to be these 4. So, but I can't do that because of that one up there. Unless the single doesn't actually mean... Because I can't isolate it entirely. That's impossible. I can only do 3 out of the 4 sides regardless. So can this just be the same solution? And that counts as being isolated? No. Yeah, see, with the 1, I can't isolate it entirely. Even doing this would only make it a 2. I would have to do this to make it a 1, and that's just impossible unless it's on an edge, which of course it isn't, so I don't know how to do that. That one seems impossible. Let alone completing this one like this, because that's also impossible. Unless it doesn't matter where those shapes are formed, as long as they're formed somewhere. I mean, it's a theory. But then wouldn't this solution would have worked then, because this is an isolated one. So that can't be it either. Because this didn't work. Right. I did already try that. Yeah, that doesn't work. So. Well, I am determined to solve this one. This string of puzzles. And ending the episode there. So I'm gonna have to take a minute and think about this one, because I don't see a possibility of making this shape, because this shape only worked in this one because I could use an edge for it, and I can't do that with this one. The only possible place for it to even be is these 4, and I can't do that because this one, I can't get to this corner then if I do that. So this 1 is not in the right place. I don't know how to handle that 1. And the 1 seems impossible anyway. Unless I can... Like, is this trying to tell me that I can split off 1 from it? Or somehow join them? You know? Yeah, that has to be what that means, because the orientation of this didn't matter, and the position of it didn't matter, as long as that was in that form. That's the only way I can interpret that puzzle. So I think I'm interpreting the symbol correctly. It's just that it seems impossible to actually make that form. I don't know. I might have to break and try to finish these in between episodes, because I'm running out of time, and this one is kind of, I'm stumped. And I can't imagine, it can't be just the number, because 4 blocks doesn't, I can't just do 4 blocks in any orientation, because I couldn't do 1 block. The 1 block is just the confusing one. Maybe it doesn't matter if it's actually a single block. Maybe it just has to be a cube shape. Not that I can make a cube shape that isn't a single block because of these black dots. I would have to cut it in the middle. I can't just do, a cube shape. So many ideas, but none of them work. Yeah, I might have to end the episode here and do these in between. I know this episode has been a lot of listening to a science lecture or whatever, but I will get back to progressing in the coming time in this game after I get through this seemingly impossible thing. There must be some key concept of this type of puzzle that I'm missing, but I will figure it out, whether it's right now or in the next one. Oh. Okay. That took longer than I'm proud to admit, but I guess the concept of adding it on was right, even though I thought that was way out there, and it didn't matter which orientation it was added on, of course, because the orientation of this didn't matter. So I just added this on an end here, and made that symbol. So I don't know if you have to add them on or if that's optional, depending on where they are and how many there are. But that's got that solved. So maybe there actually is hope for me to figure this out in this episode. We'll see. So now that I know that, I think I know the concept of how these work now. So I should be able to add these on a little easier. Like this. Because that separates it though. That doesn't work. What about no? Yes, this would. This does not work. That works, right? I think that works. I'm just gonna. Yep. This works. That does work. Okay. So it definitely doesn't matter the orientation. This one might suck. Yeah, because there's so many ways to add that. But I have to add that shape. I have to add it in a way that there's only one, one tile adjacent. I can't put them back to back because I'd never be able to close that middle and still get all of these black ones. So I'm thinking I have to line them up like adjacent to each other or opposite to make like an H, And this is only 4 by 4. So I think I have to do the H. Yeah. That's probably it. So this, I don't think that's right. It's the right number of blocks, but you can't orient them that way. So that doesn't work. It's close though. Maybe they don't have to actually be stuck together. I can do 2 individual ones. Like I can do that-ish for one, even though that one doesn't work. And then do the other one next to it. I think that actually works. Yeah, I can do this, and then it's as if they're... Yeah, so I got the H wrong. It was, putting them back to back instead of together. But that should work. These are very creative. I like them, but I also hate them because they're very tricky. Okay, these are just triples, so I would think that they wouldn't be that hard, but they probably are much harder than they look. And I don't think they need to be, together. But maybe they do, because that's 2 triples. That doesn't work. I could do... Nope, can't do that. Yep, they're harder than they look. Does that count as a triple? I don't know. Is getting 3 isolated in a row of 4 is a lot harder than it looks because, I have to cover every single dot here. And like that, I don't think that counts as 3 because there's still this. So I'm pretty sure I can't just simplify it and do at least 3. It's got to be exact. Yeah, I thought so. It was worth a try at least. Gotta be against an edge, I would think. Like this. Like that's a 3. But I can't do that twice. Right? See, if I do that for that one, then I can't get to this corner still. I wonder, maybe I can connect them. Yeah, that might work if I do like an L here. I would need to do that first. If I do this... No, not that far. If I do this, then I can do that and make an L like that. That one was tough, but I got it. Yeah. And it lowered the ladder for me. Whew. Well, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to leave the episode there. I hope it didn't turn out long. I don't know what that with that guy's speech at the end of it, it might have screwed with my timing for this episode. So I hope it didn't run long. Those were tough puzzles, but I do recall seeing these symbols in other ones, so I can go find those in the next one and keep progressing and maybe get lectured at again. Oh well, I can cut those out if you want, and just request it in the comments if you hate all those lectures, because they are a little dry. But regardless, I still like the puzzles. Many thanks for watching this video, and until next time, may your spoons be made.